Hi, my name is Andy N. The first poem I'm going to do tonight is kind of protest poem really, and this is called A Different Kind of Protest. Across the limbs of budded trees, on the edge of the deserted cricket ground, are thousands of protesting in the city centre. Nature is carrying out a very different protest, stretched in a never-ending line, with the wind carrying it across the coastline. Rippling over the waves and over the boarded up pier, merging together in one sacred chord, in the forest at the edge of the day, ignited in a different kind of anger, before dulling to halt when the breeze cuts out. Shaking in the sunset all the way across the city centre, lost in a barrage of human noise, intensely sad for what had happened, whether in between two skyscrapers or over the edge of a different cliff. Their sadness enriched with history, consciously borrowed over millenniums, over sentences of shame, at the snap of a book about to shoot, harvesting the skies from Australia to Iceland, hoping people would realise so much more he's doing. Okay, the next piece I'm going to do is from a brand new little chapbook I've just bought out actually. This is called Selected Extracts from the End of the World. This actually was wrote before everything went down with the virus really. But I'm going to read out a couple of little pieces from that because what they are, these are like tiny little fragmented little poems. And what each one's trying to do is tell its own little story, almost like how people would react if the world was going to end and there's nothing you could do about it. So I'm going to read out 3 of them, and they're only a couple of lines each, they won't take long. Faces. Faces evenly spread out. I sit on the train, counting eyelashes, when the moon went down the last time. Faces 2. Studying her quiet face asleep, I can only guess how far she has travelled when the moon went down that last time. And lastly, from this book, this last piece is called The Killing Joke. After pulling down the tent, the clown knew he'd had the last laugh after shooting his boss dead once the sun started burning up, who he'd hated for years. Okay, lastly, I'm going to do something out from my second book from a few years ago, this one. I usually do this when I'm doing sets as an introduction to myself. I'm going to do where we are tonight. So this is called Migration. And migration itself is about, obviously as a person, where I actually come from, where I'm heading into now. It's directly inspired by Paul Auster's excellent Winter Journal, where he listed over quite a long passage all the places that he'd grown up and lived in. So this is mine in a poem, really. Migration. The flat near Longford Park is still a huge mystery and got demolished shortly after you moved. You don't remember much about Moss Lane East, apart from that one winter there when the boiler kept breaking down, reducing the wind into floods of tears. You want to really remember that first spring on Martin Road, when your football smacked your sister back hard in the face. Your mother must have used 20 buckets to wash out the blood. By the time your brother arrived, you'd moved just up the road, and within a week of moving, ended up going to your nana's funeral. Didn't stop crying during the wake. Ripon Road, where 2 of your cats was buried, was less happy, as was Chatsworth Road, which was opposite your old high school, which nearly expelled your brother. Now, of course, you live in different towns, with memories like sails in the mist, bleeding over the sunset, etched in the past like closed factories, windswept in a wordless language. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye.